And so welcome to the Palace of Auburn Hills.
The Palace of Auburn Hills was more than just bricks and beams. It was the heart and soul of the Detroit basketball community. It was the palace that kids like Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, and Steve Smith grew up loving and dreamed of playing in one day. The fans who filled the seats and the players who ran the court made everlasting memories for generations to come.
Isaiah Guns, yes!
This season, the Detroit Pistons are saying farewell to the Palace of Auburn Hills. We first met the Palace in the fall of 1988 when our Piston team moved in. We spent the previous decade playing before record-breaking crowds in the Pontiac Silverdome. But the Palace was more intimate.
And do you believe how close these folks are to the floor?
A cutting-edge arena for the coming millennium. We opened up the Palace with a win over the Hornets, and the Pistons in the Palace were immediately a hot ticket. How hot? The first 245 games were all sellouts. We made history right out of the gate as our Piston Bad Boys team rode to back-to-back NBA championships in 1989 and 90.
But the Detroit Pistons have just shocked the Los Angeles Lakers.
Eventually, the Pistons had to pivot. As they searched for a new identity in the 90s, they drafted Grant Hill, traded for Jerry Stackhouse, and surrounded them with guys like Allen Houston, Theo Ratliff, and Lindsey Hunter. Eventually, the Pistons returned to championship form by finding an inspiration from our past. With Dumars taking over as team president in 2000, the Pistons assembled a hard-nosed squad anchored by Ben Wallace, flanked by Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton. With Rasheed Wallace and Tayshaun Prince digging in,
Detroit basketball
came alive, and the Pistons won their third title in 2004 against a team we won our first title against, the Lakers. But this time, it happened at home in the Palace. Of course, like any other arena, the Palace hosted moments that a Piston fan would probably just soon forget.
Oh, what a sad scene here at the Palace. This is very, very dangerous.
However, the good outweighs everything else, such as clinching a final spot in 1990.
You know, we fought hard. You know, they were the better team.
Mr. Big Shot's Big Shot.
Chauncey Billups, here it is. He's got it! He's got it! Chauncey Billups hits the three!
Game 5 in 2004.
Your 2004 NBA champion Detroit Pistons.
Retiring jerseys for myself, Jack, Mr. D, Joe, Chuck, Dennis, Vinny, Bill, Big Ben, Rip, and Chauncey. Things may change, but championship basketball memories last forever. Next season, the Pistons will move back downtown to Detroit to play at the Little Caesars Arena. Detroit is where it began, but don't forget that all those titles and rings, they happened in the Palace of Auburn Hills. I know we'll never forget.